Got everybody? It's the brand new Cadillac Escalade. Come on, let's go. Heel? Oh, it's 29 miles to the gallon. I'm Ingo Rademacher, and behind me is the brand new 2021 Cadillac Escalade redesign. For the first time, it has a diesel option. It's a 3-liter turbo diesel that gets insane gas mileage. It has air suspension for the very first time, and something Cadillac calls SuperCruise. SuperCruise is hands-free, freeway driving on mapped freeways. Alrighty. Got everybody? Beautiful. Look at that. You're the same color as the leather, Prismo. So, how you doing back there, Haku? You ready for Junior Olympics? So after my son finished the Junior Olympics, where they won 2 gold medals in the relays, we took the 5 and 101 freeways and headed north to beautiful Carmel, where we stayed at the Carmel Ranch Resort. The kids got to play and do all kinds of activities, while the wife and I got to relax. Well, as much as you can relax with a newborn.
Torture.
On our way home, we decided to take the beautiful Highway 1, where we got to test the Escalade on the twisties.
At the stop sign, turn left onto Mission Street.
After grabbing breakfast and some coffee at a cute cafe in Carmel, we made our way south through Big Sur and some of the most beautiful scenery California has to offer. What you got? I just said to Peanut, look out the window, look at the view. And we have about 100 feet. Maybe 50 feet of visibility because of the fog. That is a lot of fog. We're in the windy part of the Pacific Coast Highway. Coming up this big landslide area that they fixed in Big Sur. Trip number 2, lifetime average so far is 22.8 miles to the gallon, and that's with a lot of idling. So it's probably gonna be more like 24 if you didn't do that, I'm guessing. Peanut, how you doing back there?
Good and crammed.
Crammed?
Yeah.
Does the Cadillac win the smallest 3rd row seat award? What do you think, Haku?
Yeah.
It does, huh? That's the only unfortunate thing about it, that 3rd row does not recline. Let's climb into the back. For me, you can see how it is back here. I mean, there's plenty of leg room. The recline is okay. The bottom cushion could be up a little bit higher. It's a little bit flat on the Cadillac. It should be tilted up a little bit so that way you don't feel like you're sliding off when you're leaning all the way back. The 3rd row, they really didn't change much at all. Let me squeeze back here. And I mean, it is a squeeze for me. This is not reclined all the way. And my knees are up against this. I'm 6'2" and I can't go back any further at all. If that's reclined all the way, I can't sit there at all. Which on the Ford Expedition was possible in the same length as this. Just FYI. There's not a lot of storage back here at all for the kids either. They were kind of bummed about that because, again, in the Ford they had a bunch of little, you know, things that open up where they can hide their M&Ms, and the Sequoia also had that as well. That actually won best 3rd row because it reclines and the bottom cushion lifted up. So, luggage-wise back here though, it's definitely one of the bigger ones. But my goodness, she's pretty. And it's a diesel. You got some cup holders right here. Sunroof is beautiful. Interior, luxury-wise, it's just, it's amazing. But again, it's the only one available with the diesel. In the GMC and the Chevy as well, all built on the same platform. But none of those 3rd rows recline. That's confirmed. There are some options available on this vehicle that are not available on most full-size SUVs. And that is one of my favorite things, the diesel option, air suspension. And that is a first for Cadillac as well. So it actually combines the magnetic ride control with the air suspension. This shares the platform with the GMC Yukon and also the Chevy Tahoe and Suburban. There are some similarities, but the Cadillac is the only one that comes with SuperCruise. That is probably one of the most exciting things about this vehicle, is the combination of diesel and SuperCruise hands-free freeway driving. Styling-wise, you know, it's a toss-up between the GMC Yukon. The GMC Yukon looks very aggressive from the front. Cadillac has the SuperCruise as an option, which the GMC does not. Not yet, anyway. I'm sure they'll get it eventually. If we were to buy this vehicle, it would probably be the Sport, which comes with black wheels and blacked out grille. This is the regular length. It also comes in the ESV, which is the long one. Push this to open the tailgate, which took us a while to figure out. This is how you can tell it's a diesel. It says 600, and that is for Newton meters of torque, and the D right there. I've got this thing for a week. We drove up on the 101 from Santa Clarita all the way to Carmel a couple of nights ago, and we got 23 miles to the gallon with a pretty hefty headwind. We're going about 75 to 80 miles an hour. Connecting the phone was probably one of the easiest things I have ever done. You just basically follow the instructions. Over here you've got another screen with your trip meters. You can turn that off as well. You've also got your gauge cluster that you can change. You can have that camera. I don't know what that's for exactly. Maybe to check what's going on in front of you. I never used it. Night vision, of course, doesn't work in the daytime. And you can also have your map in front, which is pretty rad. Back to the gauges. And, you know, you can customize those however you want. This screen is probably one of the nicest screens I've ever seen. Apple CarPlay, it's super easy to use. Over here, we've got our four-wheel drive. Now, don't mistake that for 4 auto. It's not. That's 4 with a diff lock, and it'll tell you that right here. If you click on that, that four-wheel drive will switch into 4 high. If you click on auto, that's part of the four-wheel drive system here. It'll flash auto, and then you have it in auto. Now you can drive it in that all the time. If you put it in 4H, you cannot drive it on hard surfaces. And I made that mistake, and I was like, whoa, this feels wrong. I heard one of the wheels skip a little bit, and I'm like, nope, 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 got it. That's not right. There's a differential lock in the middle, and you can always tell. If you know four-wheel drive systems from the old days, you kind of understand how they work. And so that was a little unclear, I thought. There's also a trailer brake here that it comes with. Everything here is easy to use. I'm not going to get into the details of it because you just got to get to know your own vehicle. But the fit and finish in here is absolutely gorgeous. You've also got your shortcuts right here to your Navi, your info. And this right here, volume control. I didn't find that. I had to ask my son Peanut. I said, where's the volume control? And boom, there it is right there. And as I've already mentioned, the Akg Stereo System. This is the upgraded one. It is absolutely insane. Let me put my over 50s embarrassing reading glasses on real quick. This one is the premium luxury. So the Akg 36 speaker surround sound system is $4,300 the upgrade, and my God, it's the best stereo I've ever heard in my entire life. So crystal clear. There's 36 speakers in here, and in the headrests right here, which make the headrests kind of hard. But then again, everything else is kind of hard in this car too. The seats are kind of hard too. If you like firm seats, that's a preference thing. I like them a little bit softer than this, although on the 6-hour drive, I have to say it wasn't too bad. The auto seatbelt tightening, I turned that off right away. I found that, how to turn that off. I hated it. I would not get that. That's a $2,700 package. Although there's good stuff in the package, you know, like the magnetic ride control. I thought that was standard. Nope, I guess that's an option as well. SuperCruise is a $2,500 option, but you need to get a bunch of packages with it. And this is the brandy interior. Absolutely my favorite. Look how gorgeous that is. It goes all the way into the back. Full leather, 3rd row, of course. Let's see what else she's got. Rear entertainment, 2000. We didn't really play with that at all. I prefer the kids to look around, but on some long trips, I think having the TVs is kind of nice. This is a $2,000 option. And the power retractable side steps is $1,750. I don't think the kids really needed them either. You can lower this vehicle as well. You can have it on the access mode if you do get the air suspension. So you can. There's three height settings. All right, let's engage SuperCruise. we go. Perfect. I just got done with work and on my way home, and as you can see, I'm not using my hands again. I got my adaptive cruise control on and just put on the brakes. Somebody pulled in front of me. I'm gonna try to lane change now, and looks like it's gonna do it. It's all green. It's gonna change and go right behind this car. Get to know the system, understand how it works, and then what situations you're gonna be comfortable using it. So for you, it might be, you know what, I don't want to use it on this 3-lane highway right here in LA. The lane markings aren't that great. I'm going to use it when I go out on a freeway where it's nice and open and it's straight. And that's where I'm going to try it for the first time. So that's what you can do. So again, just get to know the system. Once you get to know the system, SuperCruise is unreal. And like I said, again, this is legal hands-free. Freeway driving on mapped freeways. You can still keep your hands on the wheel and you can feel the car do the steering for you. So you don't have to take your hands off the wheel. It's totally up to you. But you'll feel how much of an input it really has. And there was a couple of sharp turns on the freeway on the 101 where it actually was mapped and it worked. And it steered me through these corners where I was blown away. Now, the system is not perfect. You know, you might drift a little bit in a corner. You might go a little bit wide on a line, which I noticed a couple of times, but that was in the really, really sharp bends only. So again, just get to know the system, and once you get to know it, like I just merged from one freeway to another, and now I'm going to hit SuperCruise, turn green immediately. I'm going to try a lane change. I don't think it likes low-speed lane changes. It says take control of the lane change. So when it says that, you can force the wheel over, it'll flash blue, and then it'll go green again. You can take your hands off the wheel. This is the future, for sure. It just makes driving in LA that much more fun. Takes the stress out of it. So Cadillac, good job. You did an amazing job with SuperCruise. I've now done almost 500 miles with it, and actually more than that, 600 plus miles. And I used it on the freeway 100% of the time. It's a 3-liter 6-cylinder diesel, puts out about 277 horsepower, which is a lot, and 460 foot-pounds of torque. And that torque comes in very early in the rev range, not like a gas engine. The diesel engine is extremely fun to drive around town because it has so much torque off the line. So you're not constantly revving the engine to the high revs that you have to with a gasoline engine, where the torque doesn't come in until a little bit later. We've been doing a lot of freeway driving. We've been averaging right around 20 to 22. Just depends. If we do a lot of town driving, then you're probably going to drop that. Maybe you're right around the 18 miles to the gallon, which seems pretty realistic. But on my way to work yesterday, I got almost 27 miles to the gallon. And that included a little bit of town driving as well. All right, just got done with work. On my way home, did another fuel economy test. This is freeway only. A quarter of it was stop and go traffic, moderate. And the rest of it, look at those numbers right there. 18.5 miles, almost 29 miles to the gallon because it's a diesel. So if you're considering the Cadillac, seriously look at the diesel, drive it. It's so much fun to drive, and the gas mileage is, it's insane. Which vehicle we're gonna pick, we don't know yet. It's really difficult. And again, it's gonna come down to that third row, and I think the kids are gonna have to decide. So stay tuned for that.